Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, January 1st to the 15th, 2022, Aquarius, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have Judgment, and we have the Sun, which is absolutely beautiful. We're being risen out of darkness, and we're really entering into light and prosperity. The Sun is the happiest card in the whole entire deck, so that really is fantastic to have it at our root. We have the Eight of Wands. Things are moving quickly. And we have the Empress, nurturing and caring. Now, this can be motherhood. This can be nurturing and caring for people around us. This could be nurturing and caring for ourselves. But this is also something that we're birthing forward into the world, something that we are creating and spending time with and nurturing as our dreams are coming into alignment and as we're letting ourselves express ourselves the way that we've longed for so long. We then have our emotional self. We have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So if we are born on the cusp with Capricorn, if we have Earth sign energy within our natal chart, this is coming through very powerfully here in our emotional self. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. We then have the Four of Cups and the Page of Coins in the public arena. Again, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, which is coming through very powerfully here in the public arena. So if we have Earth sign energy, again, within our natal chart, that comes through very powerfully in the public arena. We're students in our hearts. We are leaders. We are movers forward. We are people who can guide and who can embrace more. But in the public arena, we're learning, we're taking in a lot of information. We're looking at things from many different avenues, from many different, kind of pathways forward. Let's see the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles. The Prince of Pentacles is underdeveloped fire energy. So it's somebody who comes across as rather young. They're going to be rather impetuous. They're going to have big ideas and yet not the follow through to really see those big ideas come forward, or they'll have the ideas and want other people to implement it. This is also somebody who can have a bit of a temper and who is going to they're going to be really driven in one certain direction that they believe is absolutely right. And is there going to be a way to kind of talk them off that path? No. They're going to have to move forward, and they're kind of going to have to stumble and fall to be able to see things in a bigger picture, in a bigger way. So be mindful of that. And now let's see our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. This is divine wisdom. So this is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. There's a lot of wisdom that's coming to us, a lot of insight that's coming to us, a lot of ideas that are coming to us. It's going to be divinely given. It's going to be kind of heaven sent type of thing. And there's going to just be this real sense of beauty and prosperity and insight coming our way that we should absolutely utilize. So let's talk about this time astrologically speaking. On the 1st of January, we have the sun trine Uranus. Now, because we have the sun coming through very powerfully here at our root, the sun times are going to be much more powerful for us. So the sun trine Uranus, and also we are ruled Aquarius by Uranus, is going to be astoundingly powerful for us. Now, this is absolutely wonderful energy to start the new year with. This is a time when we're comfortable standing out, we're comfortable standing in our own energy, we're really embracing who we are. We have no problem expressing our individuality and should really let ourselves shine, and that's at our root. We have to let ourselves shine from the 1st to the 15th. We will also be very in tune with the world around us, and also be getting great insights through our dreams as to how to move forward. The 1st of January also has Mercury trine the North Lunar Node. Now, this is another powerful and positive alignment. It is said that our life purpose is echoed between the South and the North Lunar Nodes. And also in astrology, the imagery that is also given with the North and South Lunar Nodes is that the North Lunar Node is the head of the dragon, the South Lunar Node is the tail. So the energy of the brain and the mouth, that gets to express, but also the tail that balances, brings us our purpose, our power forward. We will really be enjoying figuring out the whys and the how comes about ourselves, about the people around us. We will also not take things too personally. So that's going to be a really great thing. The 2nd of January has the new moon in Capricorn, which is going to be very powerful, but it is also going to be discussed in more depth in another reading. On the 2nd of January, we also have Mercury entering into Aquarius, which is where we feel very comfortable. We are an expressive energy, and so when Mercury, the god of expression, the god of messages, comes forward into Aquarius, the planet comes into Aquarius, this is a very positive place for Mercury to be in, and we feel very comfortable with it. Now, the fly that goes into the ointment at this time is that on the 14th of January, we have Mercury going retrograde, so be mindful of that. The 5th of January, we have Venus sextile Neptune. Now, this is a positive day where we really need to express how we feel. We will be highly creative and also really enjoy surrounding ourselves with beauty. We also are going to be very charming. Everybody's going to be very charming on this day, so just be mindful of that. And a little bit extra self-care, a little bit more pampering will really go a long way on this day to enhance our mood and also to enhance our energy vibration. Beauty and being surrounded by beauty and seeing how we can incorporate beauty into our lives is going to be really quite beautiful for us, quite wonderful. On the 8th of January, we have the sun conjunct Venus. Again, the sun, because it is at our root, is going to be very powerful. So this is the personification of love and of peace. We need to surround ourselves with, again, beauty. Beauty is going to be very important to us, and give ourselves permission to express our emotions and what we truly want. This is a time when low energy vibrational people can really hurt us, really hinder us, and really hold us back in a very negative way. So be mindful about our surroundings, be mindful about the people that we let into our lives, because they're going to have more of an effect on us than we realize. On the 10th of January, we have Mercury trine Chiron. Now, this is a harmonious aspect that helps us to heal ourselves and others. What we really have to be mindful of here, Aquarius, is that we don't take it one step further and think that we have to heal everybody, ourselves and everyone. And so here, just being mindful that this is a healing, soothing energy that gives us tremendous insight, but it's not going to be the energy that winds up changing everything. It's not going to be all the hurts, all the pains are going to be gone after this. We will have a talent for saying the right thing at the right time. It doesn't mean that we always say the right thing at the right time on this day. We will need to follow our dreams and our ideas, and also there's going to be great comfort and great prosperity in embracing ancient wisdom that will help us better understand the present. There's going to be some wisdom from the past, some ancient wisdom that comes forward and really has us standing in the now quite powerfully. The 11th of January has the Sun sextile Neptune. Again, the Sun is amplified because of it being here at our root. Now, Neptune is going to be amplified for people who are born on the cusp with Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So the 5th of January, when we have Venus sextile Neptune, and now on the 11th of January, when we have the Sun sextile Neptune, that's going to be enhanced for all of us who are born on the cusp with Pisces, or have strong Pisces within our natal chart. So just be aware of this. This is a powerfully creative time that should be utilized. Neptune makes us highly sensitive. So again, we have to be mindful of our surroundings and mindful of the people that we're associating with. There is also a lot of psychic potential. Neptune always brings profound psychic attention and psychic potential into our lives. And it can be overwhelming if we're not ready for this. But the insight that we get when Neptune kind of steps into our world is profound and can be life-changing. So really embracing that. Also knowing that Neptune connects us with the spiritual aspects of our lives, the spiritual aspects of the way that we want to move forward. That becomes a really big deal. And the 11th of January also has Mars squared Neptune, which again, if you're born on the cusp with Pisces or have strong Pisces within your chart, that's going to be amplified. This alignment is profound in its varying energies, in the extremes that it brings forward. In one position, it brings us bravery and glamour, but in another, it brings us intrigue and scandal. It's kind of like Hollywood. This is really what I see Mars squared Neptune like. All that glitters isn't gold. And don't just take everything at face value. Some people, it's their PR that's really having them look a certain way. It's not who they are. So just be mindful of this on this day. This is also a time to listen to our inner voice and stand apart from the chaos of the world. Don't be dragged into it. The 14th of January, as stated before, has Mercury going retrograde, which there will be another video on. Now, the interesting thing about Mercury going retrograde is that Mercury remains in Aquarius till the 25th. This is going to give it a little bit of an easier time because it's very comfortable. Mercury is very comfortable in Aquarius energy, but also because it is in Aquarius and it's going retrograde, we can almost feel ourselves pulled in two different directions here, Aquarius. So just be mindful of that. And Mercury will remain in retrograde till the 3rd of February. And there's also, I believe, a shadow period. I believe it's called a shadow period after Mercury goes into retrograde. And there's also a time before Mercury goes into retrograde that kind of messes with us. So be mindful of this. At our root, we have judgment. Judgment is our angels calling us forward. Judgment is passion and power and brilliance guiding us towards more. We're coming out of a box. We're being raised from a darkness that we have been in. Now, this could be hurt and depression and fear. This can be what we thought we should be, so we conformed to something that we're just not, and we can't be in that darkness anymore. We can't live that lie anymore. There's some sort of greater calling that we're being pulled towards that we're really going to need to answer, because it's going to change the game for us in a very profound way. Added to that, and also on this time, we have, I was going to say, especially on the 19th, but we're not talking about the 19th. I don't know why that number just came out so profoundly. So just know 19 is going to be an important number for us. But we have the sun. We have the sun shining. We have brilliance and beauty and passion and power really coming forward. And as the sun shines, we're going to be seeing things so differently, because this is in a sense us rising out of darkness to embrace passion, to embrace light, to embrace our passion, our joy, our brilliance, our coming into ourselves in a very real way. And so we have to let that luminance come forward. We're going to have a tendency not to see our own light or to downplay it within ourselves. Don't do that, Aquarius, because it's going to be, I'm being handed this gift, I'm being handed this divine wisdom, and then it's almost going to be like, oh no, I'm turning my back on it because it's not what I expected, or it's not what I thought, or it's too grand, and I have to be more subtle in this life. And Spirit's saying, why? Let you shine. People, whenever they see the sun, they try to knock us down. They take you by eyes because they're like, look at that greatness. Look at that power within you. Why can't I have it? And so here, it's just a sense of, no, you don't get to. You don't get to take away the brilliance that is me. The Eight of Wands in our inner self, as we're rising, as we're shining, we're going to be seeing ourselves moving forward in a way that we hadn't expected. This is ready or not. Here it comes. We're getting swept forward in something more, something courageous, something beautiful, because it leads us to the Empress. It leads us to what we have been nurturing. Now, this can be nurturing our children or, the people that are in our care. This can be nurturing ourselves, but this is also nurturing something that we're birthing forward into the world, nurturing a dream that has been sitting within us for quite a long time. And as we're nurturing it forward, as we're birthing it forward, we're going to see ourselves changing, because it's like, wow, I didn't think that this chapter would open. Like, I didn't think this would get to be me. And it moves us to the King of Pentacles. It moves us in our hearts to embracing a prosperity, to embracing a success, to embracing a bounty that, again, we just didn't think we would be able to have. We didn't think it would be able to move us forward this way. And the King of Pentacles is like, I sit on my throne. I know my worth. I know what I desire. And in medieval times, the king was the personification of masculine greatness, right? The king was the ruler of the land. He was the ruler of the people. He was the protector. And so here, we have that personification of bounty and success and prestige coming forward. And it's like, this is my throne. This is where I sit. This is what I want. And this is what I'm nurturing within my life. These are the dreams that I'm bringing forward. This is the hard work and dedication that I've put into things. And we're also going to see ourselves really looking at, okay, well, how much time do I need to spend on this? How much do I need to nurture this? Am I nurturing the right things? Am I pulling myself too thin and then feeling like I'm not doing everything for everyone? Because some of us are trying to be the quintessential, Earth Mother. And I say that in quotes because the Earth Mother is not the person who always sacrifices themselves. They're not the giving tree, right? If you've ever read that story of the giving tree, until you give and give and give until there's absolutely nothing left. That's not what the earth does. The earth, sits there and nurtures. And then when the weight becomes too big, it releases that pressure within it. So here we have to remember that. We have to remember that we're not meant to just be kind of this garbage disposal. All right. So just be mindful of this, because for some of us, Aquarius, we're going to think that the more I nurture, the more I care, the more I will be able to have the rewards, the more that I will be reaping the benefits. And what Spirit is saying here is that we can be spreading ourselves too thin. And that doesn't mean that this is only for feminine energy. This is for everybody. This is for everybody who's, just embracing the energy of the Empress and one aspect of the Empress just way too much. So here it's looking at the lessons that divinity has been giving us to learn. It's looking at the ways that we need to move forward, the passions that we have, the dreams that we have, what we have been planting, what we have been nourishing within us. And it brings us to the Three of Pentacles. It's knowing that we have worked with others, that this isn't a sole project, but it's also embracing and really rejoicing in the aspects of ourselves, the prosperity and the abundance that comes from the sequence of our lives, the child, the adult, and then the wisdom, the maiden, mother, crone aspect that's now being encompassed for all of us. There's going to be real messages that come through our dreams. There's also prosperity that lies forward. What we have to look at is not the way the world judges prosperity, but the way we ourselves judge prosperity. What we want within our lives, what we want to nurture for ourselves, what we love, what we need. And this is going to be the warmth that we wrap ourselves in. This is going to be the bounty that guides us forward. And it brings us to the Four of Cups. It brings us to really opening up our eyes and saying, okay, you've been looking at one way, you've been looking at one thing. Divinity is going to be tapping you on the shoulder. The universe is going to be tapping you on the shoulder and say, look over here, look at this. And yet when we look, we're going to think, okay, what the heck? Like, that just looks like more work for me to do, or that is just something that doesn't sound as appealing. And yet Spirit is going to say, but if you walk this path, if you are guided by this wisdom, you're going to be surprised at what comes. Now, this doesn't mean that we take on every overwhelming project, or we look at things and say, well, something that's really bad is going to turn out really well for me. It's saying that things that are thrust upon us, trials and tribulations and responsibilities that are just thrust at us, we're going to find that what we thought was a really bad situation, or not even a bad situation, an overwhelming situation, or not a gift, it's just more work, it's going to wind up paying off for us in the long run. And that's going to be really good as we're looking at things, because it's like we've been looking at things one certain way and expecting it to go one certain way, and Spirit's saying, oh, no. Like, you will be surprised at the way it moves forward. And then it brings us to the Page of Coins. We become a student of our prosperity. We become a student of our bounty. And we actually become surprised with all the doors that can open because we're not stuck in our ways. All of a sudden, we're looking at things and it's like, oh, but why not this? And why not that? We question like a child. We look at things like a child, and maybe with a bit of a child's innocence, but we're also very much the student, very much the learner, very much the person who is looking at all different angles and saying, well, how do we? And how can I move forward this way? And how do I embrace this bounty? It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the star. This is Aquarius energy. This is us. We have to be mindful during this time of getting in our own way, of self-sabotage, of doubting that we can move forward, of maybe even doubting that this new year will bring new energy and new prosperities, because one year just melds into the other, and what does it even matter? What Spirit is saying here is that there's beauty. Embrace it. And don't turn your back on your blessings. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is clarity. This is the third eye chakra. There's a lot of clarity that's coming our way. There's a lot of insight and wisdom that's opening to us that we just haven't expected. And as it's coming to us, we're embracing our root energy, which is justice. It's being discerning. It's saying, you know what? I want this energy in my life. I don't want that energy. I need to find my balance. I need to embrace my harmony. I need to look at me. And instead of trying to be just to everybody else, instead of saying, oh my gosh, this is my problem, and and I have to fix it. It's like, well, what if it's the other person's lesson? Like, what if they have to fix their own problem? And it's fine for us to say, you know what? I don't want that energy in my life. I don't want that manipulation. I don't want that hurt. And so here we're cutting through a lot of the barriers that have held us back for a very long time. It brings us to our subconscious inner self, and it's the devil. It's Capricorn energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Capricorn, that comes through very powerfully. But we're also breaking a lot of the ties, a lot of the hurts and the negativities that have been holding us back in this world. A lot of the coping mechanisms that aren't healthy for us. These can be addictions. These can be, certain people in our lives that are very vampiric, very draining. We're going to find that we're not being mesmerized by them. We're not being lured in by the glamour of what we think they can give us, as opposed to the reality that they really bring forward. It brings us to our subconscious emotional self, and that is temperance. That is, Sagittarius energy. It is a sense of balance coming in. It's a sense of going deeper and deeper into what we love and what we want. It's the waking world and the sleeping world coming together, the subconscious and the conscious coming together, and being able to harmonize within the balance of ourselves, within the reality of what we desire and how we're moving forward. It brings us then to our subconscious public arena self, and that's the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a person in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's a person laid down on the ground with 10 swords stabbed in their back. It's overkill. Now, we can be focusing on something to the point of overkill, to the point of, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. There is also this energy with the 10 of Swords of having been betrayed, right? And having had 10 swords stabbed in our back. But those betrayals have made us wise, have made us strong, have made us more. And so now we're rising. This is the darkness before the dawn. We're rising into a power that is armed by those 10 swords, is armed by a wealth of wisdom, a wealth of strength, a wealth of determination and focus. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius.